Hi guys. Well, you clicked on this video. You can read the title. Let's get started. Before I actually really get started, before people try and attack me in the comments, if anyone watches this saying that saying that I'm being mean or I'm picking Johnny's side just because I like him, let me say this. One, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just stating my opinions and stating things that I find sketchy. Two, I'm not saying she is a liar because I am a huge fan of Johnny Depp, because I know that there's people who are also fans of Depp that don't know which side to choose. And third, I'm not saying she is a liar because she is a woman. Just to put those things out there, I'm not that type of person. So, here we go. Basically, in this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that I could find about the situation and things that seem a little sketchy to me and why some of her story does not make sense. So I tried to get as much info as I could, so hopefully I didn't miss any big things, but let's get started. So on Monday, May 23rd, Heard files for divorce claiming irreconcilable, or however you say that stupid word, differences. She also, I don't know if this was the same day or not, but she did ask the judge to be granted for spousal support. She wanted $50,000 a month, which I find ridiculous, but okay. On May 25th, Depp asked the judge to deny Heard's demand for spousal support. Her demand did get denied, by the way. I couldn't necessarily find what day that was, but it was denied. And then on Friday, May 27th, Heard alleges that Depp abused her and was granted a temporary restraining order against him. So I will include pictures throughout this video as well. Alright, so the reason she got a restraining order on the 27th was because she claims on the 29th, May 29th, Saturday, that Depp was abusive towards her, throwing a phone at her face, yelling, screaming at her, and swinging around a wine bottle, hitting objects in her house or the apartment, or hotel somewhere, and damaging things in the apartments. Picture included of her face. Now, she said that happened on May 21st. Okay, so this is going to be a long video, and I'm sorry, but alright, so Heard claimed that there was many incidents that happened throughout their 15-month marriage, and an incident in December of 2015 where she claimed she was scared for her life. Okay, we'll get back to that in a. So on May 21st, this is when the incident happened, and here's apparently what happened, or at least what I was able to get what happened. So, May 21st, Heard was home with 3 friends when Johnny walked in, apparently drunk and high. And Heard was attempting to comfort him in the loss of his mother. He just lost his mom on May 20th, the day before Heard filed for divorce. Then Depp started assuming untrue things and started yelling, etc. Heard was on the phone with her friend Io Tillett-Wright. Depp snatched the phone from her hand, wound it up like a baseball player, and threw the phone at Heard's face, leaving this mark, apparently. Later, I think I read that he was pushing her, still yelling, etc. Depp grabbed a wine bottle and started swinging it around, hitting objects and causing damage to the apartment. Insert picture here. Um, Everything's still going on when Heard yells at Io, who was still on the phone, to call the cops, which I'm assuming she did. And after that, Depp left the premises, and when the cops came, he was no longer there. Um, so the police arrive, and they state that no evidence of a crime was presented, nor were they provided with evidence of violence. Obviously, if there was evidence of any type of crime or violence, they would have pursued Depp, which they did not. Sorry to keep backtracking, but back to when the cops came to the house, like I said, they said there was no evidence or indication that she got hit or there was any violence. Here's another thing that's sketchy to me. And no offense, but if you are white, usually if you get hit really hard, your skin is going to turn red. Okay? Now, I showed you the picture of what her face looked like after she got hit with the phone. You can see that it's red. I don't know when that picture was taken, but did it not look like that when the cops were there? Because even obviously it takes time for a bruise to actually pop up or whatever, but she is white and she got hit really hard in the face, to hard enough to cause a bruise. Wouldn't, even if there wasn't a bruise at the time the cops came, which was obviously only a few minutes after the fact, or even if it wasn't bleeding, I'm sure there had to have been some sort of mark on her face, even if it was just redness, some sort of mark on her face indicating that she got hit. Yet the cops said that there was no indication of anything. That doesn't sound right to me whatsoever. There would have been, especially if it had just happened, there would have been a red mark or a welt or something. Something. I don't know, but I feel like something would have been there to indicate some sort of forced trauma in that area. Yet the cops say that they saw no indication of violence or brutality. And she also stated that there was no brutality as well. Seems sketchy. The LAPD's Officer Jefferson told Hollywood Life that on May 21st, police responded to a domestic incident radio call on the 800 block of South Broadway. Person who was heard insisted on no report, nor was there evidence of violence, and Heard apparently said, that no brutality was involved, meaning that there was no violence that occurred. So, with that part, she basically, if that part is true, she basically lied, because a couple days later she says that he abused her and hit her with a phone on the 21st. That's not what she told the cops, but okay. Now the couple, I should have said this first, but they started dating in 2004. They dated for 4 years before they got married in February 2015. So they were only together for 15 months, which is not long at all, and definitely not long enough to ask for spousal support. Now, other stuff. Now she claims, I had read in one place that there was, she said that he was both verbally and physically abusive. I read one place that he was some type of abusive throughout their entire relationship, even before they were married. Then in another place where she had just said it was only during their 15-month marriage, which, if a person is being abusive, I think it would have been more than just during the marriage. But okay, now she, like I said, she asked for spousal support. She wanted $50,000 a month, which was denied, and it should be. She does not need spousal support. Now, I believe two of Johnny's exes, I don't know who the other one is, but Vanessa Paradis, who he was with before he got with Amber, and and they had a 14-year-long relationship, say that the abuse allegations are outrageous and that Depp is a sensitive, loving, and loved person. Um, so I don't know how many people he's dated, but so far, at least one or two of them had said that they were never abusive. He was never abusive towards them. Now, here are my questions. I also think, here's one thing I'll say, that when I heard about the divorce, um, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but even before she had came out with the abuse allegations, when I heard about the divorce, and heard about her asking for spousal support, which all came out before the abuse thing, I automatically said she's a gold digger. Abuse or not, I still think she's a gold digger, but I'll get into that later. Okay, so here are some things that. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Amber says that he has an alcohol and a substance abuse problem. Now, it is known pretty much that Johnny does have some run ins with alcohol, I guess you could say, because I know a few years back he was like on some award show where he was like a little tipsy or drunk or whatever. Now, he's apparently been dealing with alcohol and maybe possibly substance abuse. I'm not sure about that part for years. And it is both public and a private matter. And by that, I mean it is known publicly that he has this issue, but it's also something very private that is not talked about like at all. Here's my thing. If okay, when a guy, and I'm saying guy just because I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, when a guy is abusive, especially when it involves drugs and or alcohol, I do not believe that that just happened, that just started when he married Amber. I don't believe that whatsoever. If this is something he has been dealing with for years, before he got with Amber, you know, he was with the Vanessa girl for 14 years, and however many other people he has been with before that. I don't believe. How come none of them are coming out saying that he was abusive? I mean, two of them already saying that he was never abusive, especially being in a 14-year relationship. He wasn't married to Vanessa, but 14 years is a long time. I'm sure if there was some abuse going on, she would have said something about it. So, to get things situated or whatever. So I don't believe that. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me that he would only abuse Amber out of all the other people, of all the other girls he has been with, Why would that just start with her? Especially if it involved alcohol. Why would he just. I just feel like when a person, when a guy or a person is abusive, especially physically, they're probably going to be abusive to all of their partners that they had and not just one of them. Why just her? That makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand that. But I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. Another thing, Heard claims she has a video of Depp being abusive towards her. Okay? Now, she has not released this video. No one has seen it as far as I'm concerned, at least not the public. But it makes no sense to me that she would have video evidence of him being abusive and she doesn't turn it in as evidence. She doesn't use that to help her case. If I was being abused by someone and I had video evidence, like it's one thing to have, walk around with bruises, with a bruise on your face or whatever, but it's video evidence. Do you know how much that could help her side and help her case? Yet she's didn't give it to the cops. She didn't tell the cops about that when they came to her house. She didn't give it to the judge or whoever. She's keeping it to herself, which makes no sense to me because that's like proof right there. You know what I mean? Why not give it over to law enforcement, okay, to help your side? Okay, I mean, that's just stupid to me because, and apparently there was multiple incidents, like I said, um, with Depp, whatever, and that she wanted to keep this whole entire thing private, and that she tried to get in contact with people, but no one was responding. Well, it's not private anymore, obviously. It's a very public thing that she made public. So why not release the tape that you supposedly have? Um, I don't get that. I mean, if I had a tape, if I had video footage of something like that, I mean, I'm not going to just keep that to myself. Like, I'm going to turn that over to the cops. I'm going to put that in the courts. Okay? Here's another thing I don't understand. If she, so like I said, I think I said this, back in December of 2015, something had happened where she feared for her life. Why didn't she leave then? You know, she's continuing to say that she fears that he will return. But if she feared for her life back then, did she fear for her life on this May 21st incident? What was the difference that made her leave this time, but not that last time, if she feared for her life? I don't know if the cops were called in that situation either. If there was, we probably would have heard about it. But I don't know. So my question is, one of my many questions is, if she wasn't going to call, if she wasn't going to press charges, why have the cops called? The cops came to her house and she apparently lied to them, because apparently she said that no violence, no brutality had occurred. And then the next day, files for divorce. And a couple days after that, says there was abuse that happened on May 21st when the cops showed up. Yet that's not what you told them, apparently. Um, okay. So, sketchiness to me, you know, she didn't press charges. She didn't want to press charges. Yet the day after it comes out, files for divorce. A day or two after that, asks for spousal support. And then that spousal support gets denied. And then a day or two after that, claims abuse and is out walking around in public with a bruise on her face. Doesn't that seem just so coincidental? So yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to attack her, but I'm just stating things that don't seem right to me and seem sketchy and that I don't understand. So, I mean, I just don't get it. And if he was being abusive in any way before they got married, why did you marry him? I don't understand. I mean, I've never been in an abusive relationship. I get that you could be scared to leave or whatever, but it's like, I don't, I could never marry someone who was doing stuff to me like that. Now, there are things that she could be doing to help her case, yet she's not doing them. Like I said, the tape that she apparently has, this video that she apparently has of Depp being abusive towards her, yet she's not giving that to anyone. She didn't give it to the cops, she didn't show it to the judge, she's not releasing it to the public. She's just keeping that for herself, and for what? I mean, she says that she's knows she's doing the right thing by, divorcing him and getting a restraining order, I guess, etc. Yet that piece of evidence that you apparently have, you're not giving up to anyone to help your case. But okay. Another thing, not claiming abuse when she filed for divorce. Okay, so she filed for divorce on the 21st, right? And instead of putting that there was abusive situations going on, she writes that there was irreconcilable differences. Um, she could have very well just put that there was abuse going on right then and there, instead of waiting after the spousal support got denied. I actually don't know when the date the spousal support got denied, but it was denied. So I just think, one, if you're gonna come out with the story of abuse, You should have put that in the first place when you filed for divorce. I would have done that. I mean, but okay. I mean, stuff like that. If it is true that she told the cops that there was no brutality involved, one, she lied to the cops, then wants to come out a couple days later saying that there was abuse on the 21st, when she could have told them that um, when the cops were there, but didn't. Um, also another thing, the spousal support, back at that. If you were being abused by someone, why would you ask for spousal support? Because here's my thing. If I'm divorcing someone because they were being abusive to me, I'm not going to sit there and ask them for spousal support because I don't want anything from them. Asking for money, I feel like, is just making you have to deal with that person, still have to deal with them even after the divorce. So why would you want to do that? Why would you want to continue dealing with that person in some way, shape, or form after the divorce if they were abusing you in some way? I don't want anything from you. Like, what do you mean? Okay? Didn't claim the abuse until almost a week later. Oh, also, on Sunday, May 29th, okay, she was out partying with friends. I guess she was at one of her friends' birthday parties or something like that. And a picture was posted on Instagram, but later on deleted when social media discovered it, or whoever discovered it, it was deleted. But of course, in 2016, people copied and pasted that, screenshot that. So I will post a picture right here. And you can see just conveniently her face was covered. But, okay. There was a day, I believe it was May 27th, after she got the restraining order. She was leaving court, crying or whatever. There were pictures of her crying in the car. And then the next day, she was out laughing. Like, she did not, on the 28th when she was out, and I will put a picture here. She did not appear as a distraught woman going through abuse and a divorce. That did not come off whatsoever. She looked extremely happy for someone who was going through so much. I mean, a little sketchy, but okay. Um, so I mentioned earlier how I thought she was a gold digger. I immediately thought that when she asked for the spousal support, which again came out before the abuse allegations, okay? So don't think I'm saying she's a gold digger because she claimed abuse. I'm not doing that whatsoever. But abuse or no abuse, I still think she's a gold digger, and I'm going to tell you why. She was, in my opinion, completely irrelevant before she got with Johnny, okay? I've never even heard of her. I know I'm only one person, but I've never heard her name in my entire life until she got with Johnny Depp in 2012. Okay, she wanted relevance and fame. I mean, Johnny Depp is obviously way more famous than she is. Um, hello. She marries him. Okay, they're only married for 15 months. Yet she asks for spousal support. Who is married to someone for only a little over a year, especially when half of that time, or almost half of that time, they barely saw each other because they got married in February of 2015 when Johnny Depp, hold on, when Johnny Depp was filming no, he was filming Pirates of the Caribbean from February 2015 to July 2015. I know they saw each other in between there at one point in Australia when they had that whole dog situation, but why are you asking for spousal support from someone you've only been married to like a year? That makes no sense to me. And she was filming a movie from February 2015 to April 2015. Okay? Seems a bit odd. Um, she didn't get the restraining order until after the spousal support was denied. And here's another thing. Johnny Depp, okay? Johnny Depp is apparently worth $400 million, okay? He is one of Hollywood's highest paid actors. While Heard, okay, compared to Johnny, is worth a measly $9 million. Yeah, that's still a lot of money, but compared to $400 million, that's basically nothing. So it would make sense for any gold digger to get with some guy who's clearly worth way, 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 way much more money than she is. Get with him, dating him, marrying him, staying with him for only a little over a year, than asking for $50,000 a month in spousal support. I mean, the guy's worth $400 million. I don't know. There's just things that she could be doing that she's not doing to help her side. So she's not helping herself. Um, I don't know. All I'm saying, abuse or no abuse, she's a gold digger. Second, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe this for 1 second. I mean, Johnny Depp, I don't know, because I just don't believe it unless that video that she apparently has is confirmed and it happens to get out in the public, or Johnny Depp admits it himself. I'm not believing this for 1 second. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. Some parts of her story just don't make sense to me, and I don't understand. There's things she could be doing, like providing the tape to the law enforcement um, to help her case, which she is not doing, by the way, which makes no sense to me at all. Like, why would you? I don't get it. But I don't believe this. Um, Especially all the nice stuff that Johnny Depp does, going to children's hospitals and stuff. I don't believe this. Also, another thing, like I said, why would he only be abusive towards Amber and not the rest of the people he has been with, especially Vanessa, who he was with for 14 years, though he never married her? 14 years is a long time. And if he was such an abusive, troubled guy, I'm sure something would have happened, and she probably would have stated that instead of saying that the abuse was outrageous. The abuse allegations are outrageous, and that he's a sweet, loving person. I just don't believe that he is an abuser. Also, with those pictures, also with the pictures of the damaged apartment, you see the first one was a picture on a wooden floor of what appeared to be liquid of some sort, and then a couple inches or feet away, a wine bottle. If he was swinging around a wine bottle, which is made out of glass, and hitting things, wouldn't the wine bottle have broken and shattered everywhere? The wine bottle, I mean, the picture is kind of dark, so you can't really tell that well, but the bottle looks completely intact, and just looks like there's water on the floor, which is nothing. That does not sound damaged to me. Then there's another picture, what I guess is supposed to be some kind of glass. Don't know what that's supposed to be from, but it's not even a lot of glass. It's just, that doesn't state damage to me. I mean, describing what the situation had happened, I feel like there would have been a lot more damage than those two pictures that she provided, because that was basically nothing and not helpful at all. So I don't know what to believe. Like I said, unless he admits it himself or that video comes out, I'm not believing this for 1 second. Okay, she does not deserve spousal supports either way, because they were only together for a year. should have signed a freaking prenup, but whatever. She doesn't need spousal support. You're an actress. Take care of yourself. Pay your own bills. $10,000 a month for rent and etc. That's ridiculous. But I'm not believing this. So I'm done with this for now. I'm sure I will make an update video, but like I said, I'm not buying this. There's too many sketchy things that don't make sense to me. There's all, I mean, the timing of this doesn't make sense. The everything that came out, her coming out with this abuse story after she was denied the spousal support is just oh so convenient. But like I said, unless I see that video or unless someone admits to something, I'm not believing this for a second. I'll see it when I believe it. I'm sure if anyone watches this video, they will leave their comments and opinions down below, and I'm sure we'll be glad to read them. Like, comment, and share this video, and that's all I have for today. I'm sure it's obviously going to be a continued thing in entertainment news, and I will probably have a lot more to say. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Tia Rose. See you next time.